Yes, and as promised, it's time to get into the spin-offs for the Front Mission franchise. That is to say, the spin-offs that I could get footage for and the games that I've played before that I can briefly talk about here. So first up, let's get into Front Mission Gun Hazard, which is a side-scrolling action RPG. You're essentially trying to save the president and go through this whole series of avoiding conflict, going through rescue missions, stuff of that ilk. Very much the same lines of what a plot of a Front Mission game in the main series contained. And the crazy thing is, this was the game that followed the first game before the PlayStation eventually brought out Front Mission 2, which brought it back to the RPG tactical roots. Now, it's not exactly hard to play, even in Japanese, but there is a fan translation that you can play through the entire game through. It's fantastic. Now, here's a game that does not have a fan translation. It has Front Mission Alternative. From what I can gather, it's essentially an RTS, where you have a combat unit of Bonzers, and you're moving through, at least in this first stage, you're moving through the jungle, and you're basically tapping a map to say, go here, and then the mechs will go there very, very slowly. Again, with all the Japanese, it was hard to play through, along with sitting through those long, drawn-out walking animations and trying to figure out the controls to fight other units. But, it was a pretty cool, innovative thing to take it into an RTS, and, I would enjoy a sequel to it. Or, an English fan translation or an actual translation from Square Enix as well. Now, the last one I briefly talked about, of course, on the Retrospective, which is Front Mission Evolved. Again, I'm not going to get into the plot, but it is a third-person shooting game, and this was the last game to be released in the whole franchise in 2010. There hasn't been a new game since 2010, 5 years this year, and Square Enix hasn't announced anything to celebrate its massive 20th anniversary. It's very, very sad to see, and it's very sad to see that this game got panned by a bunch of reviewers. I myself, again, liked it quite a bit, and it's not perfect, but it is a nice little action game, especially because you can customize your mech in all the fun ways, and you can make colors, and it's definitely worth a shot. It's not the tactical RPG that I would have wanted, but it's also not a bad game. Anyway, those are 3 interesting genres that the Front Mission series has explored. What genre can they explore next? Well, it doesn't seem like they'll be exploring any new types of gameplay mechanics because the series is dead, and very, very sad for its 20th anniversary. But, maybe it will get revived eventually here. Square Enix, again, I plead to you. But for now, again, happy 20th anniversary, go check out these games, and yeah.
Boom, ba-jack, boom, boom, ba-jack, boom, ba-jack, boom, boom, ba-jack, boom, ba-jack, boom, boom, ba-jack, boom, ba-jack, boom, boom, subscribe, boom, ba-jack, boom, boom, ba-jack, boom, ba-jack, boom, boom, ba-jack.